This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so good morning friends. In this Databricks master program, in today's session we'll talk about Databricks data flow architecture. Okay, so before I move on to the Databricks data flow architecture, let me explain whatever we have discussed as of today very quickly. First 5 minutes. See, we discussed there will be end user like us. Okay, end user like us, there will be people who are basically going to access the web applications, or it can be a mobile application. So let's imagine he is the end user. He will access the web applications. What are the examples for the mobile or web applications we discussed? What are the different applications we discussed? It can be a net banking. Okay, it can be a GPay, sorry, it can be Flipkart, okay, or Amazon websites for retail business, and you have Snapdeal, you have Make My Trip for booking the tickets. Okay, so mobile applications such as for every bank they have their own mobile app. Then you also have GPay, phone pay for the financial domains. Okay, so even retail domain, they also maintains what their own mobile application. So as a we are the users, end user, we use all these applications to generate the data. We generate the data. So this data can be stored in two formats. Okay, we discussed it can be structured or semi-structured or unstructured data. So what happens is this will be stored either in a databases or a storages. Some of the examples for the storages we discussed: ADLS, data lake storage, blob storage, AWS S3 storage we discussed. So databases we discussed, some of the examples are SQL DB, okay, Snowflake, Synapse, Snowflake. Okay, so in the databases, data will store it in a tables. Okay, whereas in storages, data will store it in a file format. It can be a CSV, Parquet, Yavro, ORC, okay, Excel, XML, JSON, okay, zip, anything. It can store it in a different file formats we are going to see. Now let's imagine data is stored in a database or storages. It will be used for two use cases mainly by the business. One is for understanding the current business. One is for understanding the current business. Second one is for understanding the future business. Future means prediction. How my business is going to be in next 5 years or next 1 year, next 6 months, like this. So future analysis, okay, current business and future business analysis. Okay, so who will do the future business analysis? Data scientist will use. And your current business will be analyzed by the data engineers. This is what we discussed on first day. So when it comes to the second day, we talked about what are the things that you need to focus on the data when you are analyzing. What are the key concepts that you need to aware? We understand different types of data like live data. Okay, it can be historical data, it can be analytical data we talked about, and prediction data, data for change we discussed. These are the key points that we discussed yesterday. Along with this, the second key term that we discussed is sources that generates big data. What are the different sources which generates big data? Social media, transactions, enterprise data, etc. we discussed. Okay, so next, so what are the key concepts that we need to understand about the data?
Velocity, volume, variety.
Vs, or you can say velocity, how frequently data will refresh in the tables, volume, okay, how much data is it, terabytes or petabytes or number of tables, number of files. Next, variety, in which format data is going to be there. Is it structured data, unstructured data, or semi-structured data? So then business is trying to process data using the latest technologies or latest frameworks, that is Spark. For Spark is mainly used in Spark used with cloud to analyze data quickly, with a less cost. Okay, so this is what we discussed, and the main disadvantage with the old technologies is Hadoop or previous things is, what is the disadvantage? Why we are moving to the Azure Databricks? Collaboration to achieve the more productivity we discussed, right? So earlier the frameworks and all will allow each aspect
In
to
cache
handle
memory.
individually, like data engineers will work separately, data scientists will work separately, and the data analyst will work separately. But what is the solution? Azure Databricks is the solution where all data scientists, data engineers, data analysts, everybody will work in a single workspace in a collaborative manner, which helps business or development team to achieve the more productivity. Okay, more productivity and efficient product we can able to deliver on time. So this is what we discussed in last 2 days. Today let me start again freshly with the Azure Databricks. Okay, you will understand what is Azure Databricks, challenges to solutions with Azure Databricks, history of Azure Databricks, Azure Databricks architecture, Azure Databricks data flow architecture, batch data processing, all these things we don't require, but Azure Databricks architecture, let me discuss quickly. As we discussed, so the before Databricks, data engineers, data scientists, data analysts used to work in isolation independently. They will not have much of a single platform where they all can work together. So that's why Azure Databricks is introduced. So it's a new analytical service called Azure Databricks. It's an analytical service which is a very fast, easy, scalable, collaborative Apache Spark based analytical service. Why it is faster? Tell me. I discussed yesterday. Why it is faster?
It has in cache memory.
Yes, it uses the Spark. Spark uses the in-memory. In-memory computation means if you are reading something from memory, it is very fast compared to reading something from hard disk. Minimum of people will say 10 times minimum. Okay, if you read something from hard disk, if it is taking 10 minutes, if you do something in memory, it takes 1 minute. Okay, 10 years processing, we can do it in a 1 year if you think like that. Okay, that's why it is a faster. Why it is easy? Because Spark can be written in different languages like Python, Scala, SQL, or Java. So if you know Python, good with writing Python. If you know Scala, you can go and write it in Scala. If you know SQL, you can go and write it in SQL. Okay, so that's why it is easy. Scalable means you have something called auto scaling, which tells you if you have a more, if you need more computation, you can enable the more computation. If you don't have more if you don't want to have more computation, then so yeah, if you don't have more computation, what it means is if you have less data for processing, automatically it reduce the computation power as well. Collaborative meaning all the people can work in a single place. So that's why it's a collaborative Apache Spark based analytical service on Azure. This is based on Azure. And I also told you, many people, when you people inquired about the Databricks is the best service that you can able to learn. The reason is Databricks can be launched on Azure, AWS, Google. It can be launched on on-premise. It can also launched in the cloud with a dedicated resources. There is another concept called dedicated resources. So here, whatever we are getting, it's a shared. So for different clients, they use same computation, same storage will be shared. But some people, for better security, they will say no, if I'm using some disk, nobody else should share this disk. So like that also they can able to do, because I have heard many clients are going in that way also. Okay, so that's why this is something which is very important, which helps you basically to get the job or to survive. Doesn't matter you have openings on Azure or AWS or Google, you have one, like at least you will have one choice. Okay, whatever we learned in Azure Databricks, it is same in AWS Databricks and Google Databricks. Remember, 99% of the things are same, and Synapse also mostly it is similar. But I see some issues with the Synapse, but I am trying to resolve those things. That also I'll try to take you through Synapse notebooks, etc. Okay. So seamlessly integrated with other Azure services in an interactive workspace, as we discussed yesterday. Databricks, there is no limit. It can connect to the different services. Okay, and it reduces the cost, complexity with the management platform that auto scales up and auto scales down. So anyhow, yesterday we did not talk much on the reduced cost, how it is reduced. So all those things, but today we have enough slides to explain that also. You will come to know. So as we discussed, so all the people can work together as a collaboratively, so to achieve the more productivity. Remember, okay. So seamlessly integrated with other Azure services, meaning it can connect to the, as I mentioned, anything in this world. It can connect everything. If direct connection is not possible, you can go and install some libraries, which is nothing but somebody else has established a connection by writing his own code that you can able to reuse. So that is the main advantage of the Python and the distance. Databricks, it is making process of data analytics more productive because all the people are working as a collaboratively. It's an enterprise grade security. Yes, it has multiple security levels. That also we are going to see today. Elastic scalability. Yes, it can scale computation as per the demand. It can increase as per the when the demand is reduced, it reduces the computation to save the cost. Okay. It is compatible with the tools and services we know and the trust. Example, as we discussed, Azure Active Directory, Power BI, storage account, data warehouse. Not only that, blob storage, data lakes for the SQL database, Synapse, Cosmos DB. Many things it can able to connect. Now, so it ensures don't go overpay. So which means Databricks will help you to save the cost. How? There are two things mainly. So one is auto scaling. What is meant by auto scaling? I discussed multiple times yesterday and
The
today.
number of computation nodes can be increased depending on the load of workload. If there is more data to be processed, then it will increase the nodes. If there is less data, it will decrease the nodes.
So correct. So when we have the what I can say is when we need more demand, if we have, it automatically increase the computation. When we don't require, it will cut down them. So which basically what it does. So example, simple example, I'll give it to you so that you'll be able to understand. Okay. I have today I have 100 chocolates. Okay. So I brought I called 10 people to eat these 100 chocolates. So each person is eating 10 chocolates. Tomorrow there is 1,000 chocolates I have. So in that case, I need to get the 100 people. Okay. If I maintain 100 people like that, doesn't matter how many chocolates I have, whether I have 100 chocolates, 1,000 chocolates. If I maintain 100 people, it is a high cost for me, isn't it? See, it will be high cost for me. What I need to do, I need to reduce the cost. How I can able to reduce the cost? How I can able to reduce the cost? I need to, what I need to do is, I need to, based on the based on how many chocolates I have, I should be able to tune whether I need a 10 people, whether I need 100 people. I should be in a position to tune so that I can able to save the cost. Let's say today 100 chocolates, I'll ask 10 people to work. Tomorrow, if I have 1,000 chocolates, I'll ask 100 people to work. If I have only 10, I'll ask only one person to work. But it doesn't matter how many chocolates I have. If I maintain 100 people always, what will happen? Charges will be increased, isn't it? Simple example. How many of you did not understand? Let me know. Similarly here, when your data will be more, when your data will be less, we don't know. That's why we will maintain only minimum one person. So if we have one person, means if you have a 10 chocolates, one person will work. If we have a 100 chocolates, 10 people, automatically Databricks will take care of the 1% to 10%, 10% to the 100% as per the demand. Okay, 100 chocolates are completed. From 10 people, it will cut down and it will keep running only 1%. It will maintain only 1% to save the cost. When up to working, okay, let's say 100 chocolates I have, I need to eat. Until eating, it will maintain 10 people. Once work is done, it will cut down 9 people and it will keep only 1 person. So because here it's not based on the daily basis, right? The cost is based on the hourly basis. So if your work is completed in 1 hour, you cut it down so that the next hour you no need to make the payment. That's how first option is. That's how it helps you to save the cost. If anybody is not clear on this, please let me know. If anybody is not clear on this, please let me know. Maximum how many nodes we can take? We can take up to 1 lakh. Okay, that I'll show you practically today. Next, auto termination. See, one more option down. Auto termination also helps to save the cost. What is auto termination is? What is meant by terminate?
End.
End. Okay, very good. End.
Eliminating.
Stopping, eliminating, or stopping, removing something, right? So auto termination means automatically the computation will be terminated, stopped. How it will be stopped automatically? So what happens is, if you are not using the cluster for about 15 minutes, okay, for about 10 minutes or 15 minutes, if you are not what I can say, if you are not using the computation, automatically to understand that, okay, nobody is using the cluster, why I need to run, let me turn off. So it will be terminated automatically. So whether it has to terminate after 10 minutes, whether it has to terminate after 20 minutes or 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, it's a configurable. It's a configurable. All of you clear till here? All of you clear on this?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So anyhow, today I'll show you, but for a quick recap, let me show you all these options in the screenshot. One second, I'm taking you through the screenshot. Okay. So if you see the, like here, if you look at here, right, you'll be able to see screenshot. Auto scaling, if you enable, it will ask minimum how many people you need, maximum how many people. Minimum, if I say 1 person, always 1 person will be there. If we have a more demand, it will take maximum 8 we have given, up to 8 people it will take. 8 people means 8 computers. Okay. Similarly, auto termination, you see, terminate after 120 minutes of inactivity. What it says? Terminate after 120 minutes of inactivity, meaning, so we are going to terminate this particular cluster after 2 hours. 120 minutes means you can able to set it for 15 minutes, minimum of 10 minutes. Minimum time is 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes you can't set. Minimum 10 minutes, but generally we put 15 or 20 minutes. Generally what happens, you will go for lunch afternoon, right? So you will come after 1 hour, it will terminate. After lunch you come back and you need to start, because this is a very regular practice for us. When we go for lunch, by the time we come back, it will be terminated because we set it for the 20 minutes. Clear? But you can able to set it greater than 10 minutes anytime you can able to set it. Less time we will put it because it has to be terminated if nobody is using. 2 options. Everybody clear on these 2 options? Any questions here? No questions? Good. Let's move on quickly again.
Could you please explain on this again?
What I need to explain, I did not get you.
What will happen if we don't terminate the session?
It will be charging you. It will keep running. Nothing will happen. It will keep charging you. So basically it increases the charges. That's all. Nothing will happen.
Okay.
See, terminate meaning, yeah, that terminate is different. This terminate is different. This terminate meaning cluster will be stopped. When you come back, you need to just there is a start button will be there. You just have to click start. That's all. Next, one by one. So nothing is there. Okay, clear all of you?
Can you go? Can you stop here? Here the minimum workers is 2 on the worker type, right? So minimum workers in a sense 2 systems, right?
Minimum 2 workers means 2 computers. That each computer size is 14 GB memory, 4 cores.
Okay.
Each
So
computer
it's not
size.
shareable. Okay.
No. It's a computer size. Each computer size. 14 GB memory, 4 cores is a 1 computer. Such type of computers you are requesting for 2 computers minimum.
Oh, yeah. And it is fixed, right? 0.75 dBu. So
yeah, that is a fixed value based on the size of the machine. Databricks units. It's a computation power. Yes, we need to pay based on how many workers we use, or we need to pay based on how many hours we use. It's both, right? So based on the number of workers you are using, so each worker how much time it is running, both, not or. It's basically both you need to consider. Okay, so if one person is there, 1 hour is paid means if you are paying $100, just imagine like this. If you have a 1 person per hour, you are paying $100 means if 2 people are working 1 hour means you need to pay total $200 because each person $100. If you have a 2 people work for 2 hours means $400. Getting Avi? Do we have a minimum incremental range settings? Minimum 2, Jyoti, and the maximum 8. See, that's what minimum is 1. You can set it. So maximum you can set it up to 1 lakh. I'll show you those things. Anyhow, we are going to see those things today. Fine, let's move on very quickly. So the first thing you understood, right? So first thing is it ensures don't go overpay using these 2 options. Next, it has multi-language support. You know, right? It supports SQL, Python, R, Scala. It also supports Java, but Java is not supported as an interactive query. Interactive query meaning you can bit and pieces of your code you can execute and you can check the result. That you can able to do it in these 4 languages, but in Java as of now it is not available. So with Azure Databricks, get easy version control of notebooks. So let's say generally what happens, there is a WhatsApp. Initially when the WhatsApp came, what options we have, tell me, and later what all options are added? Somebody tell me quickly. So when the WhatsApp is introduced, what are the initial options we have? Later what all options they have added?
First we send only messages, then later they adding voice calls, then later they add, video call and video call meetings.
Group call, meetings, very good, right? Simple. So any software development, this is how will happen. So you first implement one functionality, deliver to the end user. End user will keep using it. Later you develop, you add the new feature to the existing code, that is audio call, you add it, and you deliver to the production. When you move to the production, it will be used by the end user. Similarly, whatever code you are doing in the development, see, development meaning, let's say when the WhatsApp team has decided to introduce the audio call in the WhatsApp, first what they will do, so they will take already existing code, to that code they will add audio call code, and they will test both chatting is working, audio call is both is working or not. Because of this audio call, if the chat is not working, there is a problem. That's why first they will develop the code, they will test it in one computer. So in that computer, if it is working, same code will copy into another computer. In another computer also they'll run. If there also it is working, then they will copy into the final computer. From that final computer, we can able to access the WhatsApp new feature, that is audio call, and we can enjoy it. Similarly, whenever some development happen, first, so you need to develop the code. That code you need to move it into another computer. There also we need to check our code is working or not. If it is working in the second computer, then we can move it into another computer. This is called a DevOps. Okay, moving the code from one environment to the another environment. So for that, so Databricks supports two things, GitHub and Azure DevOps. So we can directly integrate our Databricks notebooks with the GitHub and the Azure DevOps repositories. Okay, which basically keeps our changes, everything. So the main advantage of this version control tool is, so let's say, I will give you a scenario. I will, I see who will answer for this question. The question is very simple. WhatsApp first chatting is there. So on after 6 months, they have introduced the audio call option and they have moved to the production. End users are using, but end users are having a lot of issues with the audio call. So what is the immediate step this particular WhatsApp team should do? Tell me. That is my question.
Remove to older version.
Very good. What is
back the changes? Revert back the changes?
Correct. So you understood we need to remove the audio call functionality and we need to restore it back to only chat option because audio call is not working. So in order to quickly check what all code we have added, we can't go and again take 6 months to see, okay, what all code we have added, let's remove it. We can't do that. We need to track, okay, so chat code one version. After that, audio call option, audio call related code is added, that is a version 2. Video call code is added, version 3. So group call is added, that is version 4. Like that, every backup they'll keep it, so that something is not working immediately, they will go back to the previous version and they will put it in the production, so that the business impact they can reduce. Because simply people say, hey, WhatsApp, nothing, audio call is not working, negative feedback. If it goes, nobody is going to download and use it, right? So that's why they need to take care of all these things. Similarly, that is simple example I have given you because everybody aware of the WhatsApp, but generally in any software development, that's how we develop something in dev, we move to the other environments. Clear? Next, we can work securely in Azure Databricks. So remember, there are multiple ways we can secure our credentials. One of the service called Azure Key Vault. Second thing is we have something called what is that, VNet, virtual network. Then we have access control IAM. So you may not know, but all these things we are going to use in order to see the security controls. Okay. Similarly, challenges to solutions with the Databricks is, challenges is without Databricks, right? Cluster is very difficult to set up and manage. But in the Databricks, it is hosted platform. They will maintain. You just have to tell what you need. So need to integrate a zoo of tools for monitoring the applications and all. So, but you don't require anything for monitoring Apache Spark. Within the Databricks itself, you can monitor the job. So you need to use Eclipse or you need to use PyCharm kind of a things for developing the code. But in Databricks, nothing. You can directly create notebooks there without installing any other tools. Directly within the Databricks itself, you can write the code. So all these are the solution. Okay. Cluster will be created automatically. We can monitor there itself. We can write code also there itself. Earlier, if it's a Java developer, Eclipse, Spring to Spring Tool Shoot, okay, STS something will be there, or they will install, or they will use Visual Studio Code, or they will use what else? Python developer, PyCharm, extra like that they will use. But in Databricks, everything is we can able to do without any of these. Okay. History of the Databricks is first Hadoop introduced in 2006. Later, this is the guy Jahiria. He started Spark project in 2012, and he's like sold this particular project to the Apache people in 2013. Then so this person itself is developed Databricks dedicated for the Spark. There is no other things can be run in the Databricks, only Spark, dedicated to Spark. Same person is developed the Databricks in 2013. Later, it is integrated with the cloud. in 2016, 2015 onwards, they started integrating these things with the cloud. Earlier, it was only in the on-premise. So architecture diagram, yeah, this is the final for today. So yeah, so we have still 24 minutes. This is more than enough. Okay, so quickly I'll take 1 or 2 questions, or I'll take questions quickly for 2-3 minutes. Then we can move on and see the Databricks workspace, how to create, etc. Please let me know if anybody have any questions for next 2-3 minutes.
Yeah. So usually in real time, do you use the same cluster for same team or different cluster for each individual who is working on same project?
Yeah, very good. So example, you are in ETL team. Okay, you have a team of 4 people. You 4 is going to use same cluster. There is a data science team. There is separate team. They are going to create another cluster and they will use it.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
Here
What is
cluster,
the difference between PySpark and Scala?
PySpark and Scala. Spark meaning it is written in a Scala. When you say PySpark, Spark is written in a Python. Simple. Scala is a language, Python is a language, Java is a language. Any of
Okay.
these things you can use to write a Spark framework, logics you can build. With the Python, if you write Spark, it's a PySpark. With the Scala, if you write a Spark, it's a Spark. With the Scala, if you write a Spark, it's a simple Spark, because Spark background, everything is developed using this Scala. That's why.
Okay.
Next question.
Thank you.
Can we clone a cluster, sir?
Clone a cluster configuration, I think very good question, but I need to see really whether we can able to clone it. I never tried that way, because we won't do that kind of things, right? That kind of things is very rare requirement, but sure, like now I am going to create the Databricks workspace. So remind me once I open Databricks workspace, I'll see. But one way you have is you can keep all the cluster configuration. You can create one cluster with same configuration. You can give the another name and you can launch it. Another cluster will be created. So automatic cloning option is not there, what I know, but I need to recheck once again on that. I'll check. Okay. Next question.
Can a cluster be shared among resources?
Cluster will take care of the resource sharing. We no need to worry about it. If 2 people are running the jobs on same cluster will take care of those things. Okay, it will share the resources.
here cluster means it is a workspace.
Cluster means group of computers.
Okay.
See, we are a development team. Let's say 4 people are working on a development. So developing the code for ETL jobs. So we 4 are basically working for a single project. Similarly, when you say cluster, there are 4 or 5 based on the number of worker nodes you are enabling. All these computers will be working for a single task, execution of the submitted code. Next.
Do you have a load balance in Databricks?
Load balancing not required here. Load balancing concept will come only when you are having the more traffic who are accessing your services. Let's say you are accessing the Flipkart website. Many people are going to access it. So you need to understand. So if all the requests are going to one computer, you need to change the direction. Many people are trying to make the payment. So you need to see, okay, searching people should be used by this compute. Payment people should use another compute, like that. Okay, the load balancing concept will come there, but here it's not required. Okay, fine. Let's move on.
Sir, last question. One question, sir. How the data scientist uses the Databricks service in real time?
Same how data engineer is using. Similarly, they also write their code, machine learning code, and they will run their models on the data sets. That's all simple. So same, they will use whatever we are using. They will use Spark cluster, they will use notebooks, but only thing is the logics or code will change. Okay. Clear, all of you?
One last
Yes.
question. Can we automate start and terminate of the cluster like with some Python script? Means,
Yes. That you can do. That you can do. Automation of the things you can do it. So there are some advanced things also that we will discuss. Okay. So for
okay.
your question, so lot of things needs to be discussed. So there is automatically creation of cluster will be there. It will terminate after job execution is finished. That is one type of cluster is there. Another type of cluster is you can submit the code, and when you run the script it will create the cluster. When you submit another script it will terminate. All those things you can do. Okay, fine.
Okay.
Fine. So let me quickly move on to the Databricks architecture. Very simple. See, this is the main thing that you need to understand. Now I am going to the Azure portal. I am going to create a Databricks workspace. When I create a Databricks service, it will create storage, it will create a compute, it will create a network, it will create all these things for us. I'll create a only Databricks service, but it will create everything. Okay, remember that. So storage account we discussed. It is used for what?
To store structured,
Bring the
unstructured,
table.
semi-structured data.
Very good. It is for storing the data, but in this case, why they are launching the default storage is to keep some configuration, cluster configuration, extra details. They are creating the storage account. They are creating the storage account to maintain the cluster configuration data, etc. Some configuration files, etc. Okay. So next you have the computation. Computation is for creating the computation computers, like you see virtual machines, etc. Okay. So computation is for creating the computation, like computers. So if computers needs to access the some resources or services which are there remotely, it need a network. It needs some kind of a internal process. This is an internal process, but yes, computer is chargeable. Yes, everything is chargeable. Nothing will be free. Okay. So we will see all these things how we can able to create. Now generally many see, I don't see like I think 1 or 2% of the people who are not working. I don't see in this batch people who are not working is there, but I'm not sure 1 or 2% of people will be there. Maximum 4 people or 3 people if it is there. But most of you working, you know, when you are developing something in on-premise, you need to install it. You need to install it, right? Because let's say I need a SQL server on-premise, you need to install SQL server in your computer. Like that, Databricks, if I want, I need to install Databricks in my local system. But we are not learning on-premise, we are learning cloud service. So meaning you need to access a cloud website. You need to access what? Cloud website. So remember, very important, tomorrow we will discuss further. If you want to access a cloud account, you need to use portal.azure.com. Tomorrow I'll ask everybody to ping in chat window. The URL is portal.azure.com. Remember. Okay. So just click on this. So it is not asking me to create any account. Okay. For you, I'll tell you. Let's say I'm moving on this. 1 second. I'm here. So I want to create a one. So portal.azure.com, like this you will do. Then it will come for you like this. Now remember, you need to create a new account, new cloud account. How? Click create one. Step 1. Step 2, I don't have any mail ID. I want to get a new email address. Click on this. Now you can say it's a Cloud Pandit 38 batch @outlook.com. Click next. It will ask me to enter password. I'll enter some password, then click next. Okay, so you have given the username and password. Okay, now it will allow you to check whether you are robot or you are a human. Okay, pick one sphere that shows two identical objects. You need to see two objects which are same. Where you see, I think you can able to see only star, right? Nothing else is there matching, so stars only. Click. What else is there? I think this is the one, right? Click on this. What else is there? Check quickly. I think this one, first one. Okay, click on this. Next, what else is there? I think sixth one, right? Yeah. So what else? First one, no? I think again first one, right? Yes. So if you made anything wrong, right, it try to ask you more. So let's see which one next. Third one, no?
Third one, yeah.
Fifth one, right? Yes. So it's done. Now, so cloud account got created. You can see here, Cloud Pandit 38 @outlook.com. This is how you need to create the account. Step 1. Okay. Step 2 is, so start with the Azure free trial, which meaning you will get a $200 free if you have a credit card. If you have a credit card, you will get a $200 for free. Okay. Click start to create the $200 free subscription. For that, you must have a credit card. Okay, so click start free. So I'll be sharing one more recorded video along with this to see step by step how to create this account. So tomorrow, everybody please try to complete it. Okay, so use a different phone number. You just have to verify your phone number, etc. Okay, so you will give PAN number. I don't think it's something mandatory. It's optional. Leave it. Okay, don't give that. So give whatever details. Once everything is checked, click next. It will ask you to verify by card. You can verify it. So today I am just explaining to you. You try to do by yourself. If anybody gets stuck somewhere, I'll ask you to share your screen. I'll fix the issue tomorrow. Everybody clear? Along with that, I'll be sharing one more recorded session to look into it, how to enter your credit card details, etc., etc. Everything step by step is there. That is just account creation. Okay, so that is just extra step I'm explaining today because you also need to know those account creation, etc. Now let's say I'm here. I want to search for Azure service. So today I don't have much time to explain all the options about the portal. Let me quickly explain here. Azure, so Databricks, here there is search box, you search here. Let's say you need data factory. Search data factory. You need data lake storage. You search here data lake storage gen 1. You need a synapse. You can search synapse, right? SQL database. You search everything here only. Okay. For today, you don't have much time. That's why I'm not explaining all options available. So tomorrow I'll explain. For now, click Azure Databricks. Click Create Azure Databricks. This is the research group is create new Cloud Pandit.
Storage account and blob storage same.
Yeah, those things you will come to know. Storage account, blob storage. So when you click on storage account, you can create blob storage, you can create data lake storage, everything. Okay, those things you'll see. So the step 1 is 3 things mandatorily you should know, but today I am not explaining those things because now if I keep explaining this, the actual purpose we will not be able to know. So tomorrow you will come to know all these things. Okay, so I'm giving some name. So I'm basically going to the East US. Okay, so click review plus create. Okay, so it is validating all the details given by me. Click create. Now go to all resources that are currently available. One second. Now you go to click on this, go to all resources. See, all resources are only these network watchers are there, but you don't have anything else. Okay, let's see now what all services we discussed, right? It will get lot more things: storage account, computation, network, security group, virtual networks, etc. etc. We will see. Wait for 2 minutes, you will see everything. The Databricks service is came available. It is available now. Along with that, other things also will come. See. So you can see here managed identity, storage account, the network security group, virtual network, everything is available. Okay. So as we discussed, everything is available here. Clear, all of you?
So we need to create these storage accounts and the managed identity.
No. Everything will come up automatically.
Okay.
Virtual network, network security group, network watcher, storage account, managed identity, Azure Databricks service, everything. See, I just launched the Databricks. It is background. It has created all these things. Okay, that is what I wanted to show you. Now, first thing you understood, right? It has created all these things. Now, step 2. Remember, step 2 I am talking about. Step 2 is I need to open this like Databricks which I have created. I need to open this. Okay, let me quickly open this and then I'll explain what will happen next step. You understood, right? I launched Databricks. Background, it creates storage, computation, etc. etc. A lot more things. It has launched. Now you go to this Databricks, only this Databricks. It is basically connected to all other things, whatever is created just now. Okay, click launch workspace. Okay, so this Databricks workspace is coming up. Let's open it.
I have a question.
Okay, so close this. What?
I have a question.
Sure, please let me know your question.
Oh, how the end user connect to this workspace?
Same, how I am connecting. They like in real time, you will get the access to the workspace. Okay, portal. So you need to search here like Databricks like this. Okay, you will be able to see your multiple Databricks workspaces will be there. They will tell you which is the Databricks workspace that you need to access. You need to select that, click on that one. After click on that, then you will see an option called launch workspace. If you click on the launch workspace, okay, if you click on a launch workspace, you will be able to see it will be signing into the Databricks. Okay, you will be able to see that here. Okay, you will come here. So once you come here, first thing is compute. We need a cluster group of computers. Okay, you click on this compute. Now step 2. Step 2 is, now you see I'm going to create a computers. I'll create a cluster. This cluster, what it does background is it creates the virtual machines. Let me show you that. Okay, I'll create a cluster using this computation. So what happens is when I create a cluster, it creates the virtual machine. Okay, so virtual machine is another service. 1 second, 5 minutes etc. I will take today extra. Okay, so let me go here and show you virtual machine. This is another service. You can search here also, virtual machine computers from the cloud. If you want, you can see, but nothing is available. When you create the computers here, cluster means what? Group of computers. Now click create cluster. I'll say only single computer, create a one computer. Okay, then click create cluster. I said only one computer, create it. I said, now what happens in 2-3 minutes, you'll be able to see one virtual machine will be created here. That is what I'm able to show you here. Okay, once the cluster is available here, okay, so once the cluster is available here, see here from the Databricks UI, using the clusters option, I created the cluster. It is going to create the virtual machine. Clear? I'm repeating steps. Step 1, we created this particular workspace. Step 2, I created the cluster. This cluster meaning virtual machines will be created as per the configuration. In the cluster, I said only one computer, one virtual machine will be created. This virtual machine, basically with the help of this compute and network, these virtual machines will be created. Okay, let's finish this step. To move on to the next step, let's wait until this step is finished.
Can we attach an existing virtual machine to the cluster?
No, not possible. Because virtual machine is what? When you say Spark virtual machine means in these virtual machines, Spark will be installed.
Okay.
Okay, so that is not possible for you. So that's why it's a pass. You don't need to maintain the virtual machines. They will take care of it. That's why this is called a pass. If you are maintaining the cluster level, like virtual machine level also, that is called a IaaS.
Okay.
See, virtual machine is there. Now you will be able to see this cluster will be running state very soon.
I have one question.
So step 2, do we need to create the manually virtual machine, or it's automatically gets created?
No, you just create the cluster from here. It will automatically create the virtual machine for you. You are seeing, right? You are asking again. You are seeing, right? Whatever I am doing, everything is happening in background. That's what I'm showing you. I'm not doing something without telling you. Okay, I'm creating cluster. It is happening in background. Remember, don't think that I'm creating background some things. No.
In real time, will we supposed to create the clusters or someone will create us?
So in real time, if you are working in a very big company, there will be an admin team. They will create the cluster for you.
Okay.
You can use it. Okay. Okay. So meanwhile, you just have seen already virtual machines. Now step 3 is when you access the DBFS, you can upload the data. That data will be uploaded into blob storage. Let me show you how to upload that data also. See here, see cluster is green, cluster running. Now you see option called data. If you go to data option, click create table. So here you see drop file to upload. I can upload file like this. Okay, so file is uploaded. So file is uploaded in this location. You take this location now. Okay. Now I want to read this file using this compute, but I need to write some code to read. How to write? For that, you see the final option is Databricks workspace. There are options, multiple options are there in the Databricks workspace. So now I'll go to the workspace to create what notebook. Let me show you that also. 1 second. This is workspace. If you go to workspace, click on this. Please go on mute. Please create notebook. See, this is something I won't accept it. Please go mute. Ramesh Mane. See, this is something very serious. And okay, so don't unmute yourself and speak. So you can see this is the notebook I created now. So this is the cluster I have attached. Okay. Now you can read that file. So this is the source path. You don't know the code and all. Don't worry about it. So high level you see for now. I am trying to read. You can see now. Please be in mute unless you have a question. df.show executed. So now you see this is the code I have written in the notebook that is running on these computers and it is generating the result. So for you to understand little bit, I am showing you, but I am not teaching you the coding at this time. This is a third session, you will not know anything. So just I am teaching you little bit of things. So I want to add a new column. So this is the code that I am writing based on the code execution interactively. Interactively means bit and pieces of code I can able to write and I can able to see the result what is happening. Here you see 4 columns are there. Okay, but here the 5th column I added, that is a load date which generates the current date. Okay, so I can drop some of the columns. Let's say I want to select only card type and their credit score, only these two. Then I can select only those 2 columns. So based on the requirement, you write your logics. Okay, you write your logics and you can execute it. You can execute it. Just showing where these all codes are running on this cluster. If you want to see more details, you can see this command took 0.34 seconds. Who ran? Cloud Pandit ran. And what date and time? This time on which cluster? Cloud Pandit clusters. Every detail, every cell details you will see here. Okay. So we will see other options also. What are the other options? Tomorrow I'll talk about only 2 things. One is portal options. What all options are there in the Azure portal? What all options are there in the Databricks workspace? These 2 things. Then we will go on to the slowly into the practicals one by one. Okay, clear? Any questions? Let me know. That's all for today from my end.
I have one question. Automatically created one storage account, that is blob storage or ID less gen 2?
Blob storage. Blob storage.
Blob storage. Okay.
How you will know it's a blob storage? That you need to wait for some time to see difference between a blob storage. Here the kind is blob storage.
Okay.
I have a question. So the file you have loaded recently, that will be stored in the DBFS file system, or we can see it here, this blob storage.
No, see this storage account, default storage account, you can't access it.
Okay.
Nothing, you can't able to open any of these things.
Okay.
The authorization. This is the default configuration they are maintaining. They will not allow you to open these things.
Okay.
And Malaya, in the architecture diagram, what we saw today, I mean, is it same for the different cloud providers? I mean, except the ARM part?
Here, Azure Virtual Machine, instead of that, there they will use EC2, Elastic Compute Cloud. Instead of blob storage, they will use a S3 storage in AWS. Storages, everything, computation, everything will be used by their compute. The name change, the compute will change. That's all. But front end, whatever you are doing is same. Background only, it will change. Tomorrow I'll show you Databricks community also you can create without creating Azure subscription. You can still practice Databricks. I'll tell you, completely free. Tomorrow I'll show you that also. Okay. No. Download access is completely restricted because people are sharing videos to others.
Okay, so I mean, the access will be, will be for, a long time, right? The access to our Gmail IDs.
Yeah, it's a lifetime access will be there. Don't worry about it.
Okay, cool.
Sir, can you create one folder and put all these videos in that folder? So in future, we'll find the videos in the order.
Can you come again?
So what I'm telling you, so can you please create one folder and put all the videos?
No, that is not possible for me to put it in a folder. That's why I'm sharing on daily basis. Entire links will be shared to the group. So you can keep saving into somewhere. So you'll be able to access it. Okay.
Okay.
Is this Azure account is a lifetime free account?
Right. What?
This Azure which we created now. So is it a lifetime free account?
No. I am using subscription that you will come to know tomorrow. I said, right? So subscription you need to create with your credit card. So first time they will give you $200, but later after those $200 is finished, they will ask you want to use the Azure services for chargeable price. If you say yes, then you need to move to the pay as you go subscription and they will charge you for usage. Okay. How to determine the SKU type of VM to use in cluster based on load. So mostly we will use memory optimized if you are going to catch the data, but to understand all those things, you need to understand a little bit of Spark. Then I'll tell you these things, Rise. Okay, just wait. Because you should understand what is in memory, when to store data in memory, all those things. Then I can tell you the type of VMs. Any other questions? Any other questions? Final call.
You have explained something notebook, right? But in architecture, it was not there. What is the use of exactly
Those
the
are the
notebook?
different options. See, there are multiple other options will be there in Databricks. That is one of the option. So Databricks notebooks are a series of cells which allows you to write your code and submit on this virtual machine. So that's why this is a Databricks workspace as a bundle of options. One of the option is to create the workspace. Databricks notebook. That's what I have done. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, sir, in the notebook, okay, can we use the pandas code? Like,
Yes.
looks to be different.
Yes. You can able to use the pandas code. You can do that as well. You can see here. Yes, you can use it. Okay.
Okay.
See, I am able to import it. Then you can just do it. Everything you can do it. Yes. Build underscore CSV, etc. Put the path. Okay. You can do it. Definitely, you can do it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Next question. Okay, so this is not accessible, but if you move this file into the temp directory, it will be available. So definitely it will allow you to create. Okay. So example, you want to know just to show you. Okay. So this is the code I'm going to submit. This will work because it's a plain pandas code. It's not a Spark code. Okay. This will work. You can see that. it is working. Okay, so this will work, don't worry about it. Understood. Next, any other question? Okay, if no questions, thank you all. Thank you. That's all for today.